Hello, my name is Jan Lohmansu, and I work for a company called User Intelligence in Finland. And I'm here to tell you a bit about the case that we did for iPad and healthcare. And it's a bit of changing the face of healthcare through innovation and through different ways of innovating the healthcare process from the consumer point of view. A few words about the user intelligence. So we are now based on Netherlands and Finland covering basically the Scandinavian countries. We are about 30 people, both researchers and designers, and combining those we can add value to our customers. And as I said, my name is Jan Lohmansu, so I act as a managing director, and my background is on the user studies and also on the business consulting. So about the project, it's the company is called Laastari, and it means bandage in English, and that's a startup company, basically a private clinic. And the settings for this case is basically the difference between traditional healthcare and new ways of improving that. As we all know, in traditional healthcare there are problems on the public side, hours of waiting, queues, and then of course cost to the society and the cities and so on. Then on the private side, it can be more costly to the patients, and of course there are like insurance deductions and stuff like that. And that is the setting that Laastari aims to improve. And the value proposition that the Laastari has is basically that there's let's say the basic cases why consumers go to the private clinic are handled very efficiently. So it's 15 minutes medical consultations, that's 45 euros, and they're typically located in convenient locations like malls, places that people go normally anyway. So how do they do it? They must of course focus something, and the way that the Laastari have taken the focus is to focus the patient and nurse interaction. So there's minimal clinic staffing, there's the very agile IT, and there's the focus on the process itself. And the process goes in a way that there's a patient coming to the clinic, there are no reservations done because it's only a 15-minute consultation. So you have a patient that goes to the clinic, and there is one nurse waiting with this iPad application, and the nurse will take the patient through the diagnosis process with the iPad and still maintaining the eye contact, because typically, I'm sure you're all familiar with the dilemma that at some point of consultation, doctor will start typing their computer and they turn away from you, and you as a patient are wondering that, well, what is happening? Should I put my shirt back on and things like that? So the nurse has done the diagnosis, she will send it automatically to the doctor for review, and doctor reviews the items that there is, says that okay, this is fine, calls in the next door pharmacy that is giving out the medication, and sends a SMS text message to patient that your medication is ready for pickup. So in that simple process, the doctor can stay in one place, and the nurses can be divided into the different clinics around the different malls. So that's where the efficiency comes. There's only a nurse that is available in that place. So that is the process in short. And what we did on the design process, we kind of took those needs of a patient and modeled them for the iPad use. So we took the iPad and interaction design and user studies and kind of used the iPad for a tool to role play the different scenarios. And that is really, I would say, a design efficient solution, because typically you have a designers designing user interfaces, and you have applications, and then you have this, let's say for example nurses. So one really efficient way to design processes these days is to actually take the iPad, for example, or the mobile device, and role play the different scenarios. And I believe that this both the method and of course the devices will change the future, both in healthcare, but also, for example, management dashboards, internet applications, many more, also customer service situations. And by doing this through role playing and easy sketching or early sketching, we can maintain the efficiency in the process. So for the Laastari case, we started early on by sketching the first user interfaces, took them immediately to the nurses and tested them out, how would they handle it in the customer interaction, and then we did a quick prototype. So with the prototyping, you can actually really quickly establish the feel for the application. You can make it work like a real application, but without the background. So there doesn't have to be a heavy IT system. You can just create the user interface and go to the testing with the consumers, patients, nurses at this case, and get the feedback from them for the iteration. And that is one reason that why we were able to keep it very short, very effective. And the whole Laastari case was done within 3 weeks from the starting to the end and the visual design. And the implementation and coding could begin very early on because they could see the prototypes. And I think this is one of the cases why the Laastari case is a good example, both on the healthcare industry and on the iPad design cases. All right, thank you.